Okay, so we finally got this thing working. I've had to do some adjustments to my stream, but I hope that you guys are tuning in and we are going to jump right on into this. Thank you all for just bearing with your kid. It has been a little bit of a journey, but just knowing how things work with streaming and everything else like that, I would just say, you guys, you gotta tap in. So today we are going to be utilizing AI. Gus, what's good, bro? So I'm teaching the AI today, brother. So I hope that you tapped in and ready to learn how you can make yourself some money and do this thing the right way. So we're going to start over here at Pomeli. Pomeli is going to be your campaign manager. It's going to be out here to make it so that you can be great with literally just creating a campaign with monetized ads and stuff like that. It's not available yet. Hold on. Pomeli. Oh, it's not available in my region. So what we're going to do is switch it on over to, I got to use a VPN. That's fine. I'm not tripping about that. I'm going to switch you over because it's not available over in Thailand. If you guys are over here watching right now, like my boy Gus, make sure you tap in to Pop the Balloon Thailand edition, because that thing has been going absolutely insane. And I appreciate everybody for coming in here right now and being able to letting us get active with it. If you have any comments or concerns, even about that, let me know. Like, what would you like to see get done better? What would you like to see us make happen so that way we can make that thing great? You know what I mean? Gus, can you hear me, bro? Like, let me know. I see you in the chat, and I appreciate you, big dog. Appreciate you, big dog. Okay, hold on. I'm switching over the screen for you all. My bad. I gotta go to settings. Here we go. So we couldn't get it over there, but we can definitely get it right here. So now it's going to take us on over to this next window. All right, my boy. I hope you staying blessed. I heard you about to be out here. You know, I'll be watching your stories. If you get a chance, let me know when you touching down. Maybe if you come out here around the same time, we can work something out together and y'all like link up, my boy. So of course you want to agree to the terms and services. So you see what you're going to get here right now is if you start in a business and you want to start creating consistent type of content. Now, the last video I was talking about the Notebook LM, and I'm going to go back and do these videos over here with you guys. But the Notebook LM will allow you to literally just take anything that you have, a book, paper, could be literally notes you got in your book right here, and turn it into high class videos, high class notes and all that. And I'll give you guys a little witness on what that is in a second. But bro, it's gonna get crazy. So let's go. It's gonna get our business DNA, and we're gonna go with the squeeze pod, man, because that is where all of this stuff is going down. And believe me, once it gets access to everything that we're doing, you're gonna understand how you can make this stuff great, right? So we got that. It's analyzing, gathering our colors. It's gonna do all of this, studying the brand, studying, visualizing assets. Okay, so you want another URL? That's cool. Let's do this. Let's do this another way. I'll go to my YouTube. We're gonna go to YouTube. And just get my own stuff. You feel me? And this is going to show you how easy it's going to be in the next couple years for you to just go ahead and literally change your whole life up in a second. I show you guys this stuff because I want you guys to maximize what you could be doing. So, okay, let me ask you why Love is Blind, Gus. Talk to me. What's up with Love is Blind? What do you feel like Love is Blind will do, right? Because Love is Blind is cool, but it's a lot more production to it. Like, we would have to do days worth of recording before we could even put out a singular episode where we can do Pop the Balloon and y'all get to see the results same day. You know what I mean? Love is Blind, we gotta keep them behind stages for a little bit. Once they get to know each other and actually be able to, cause like, let's be real, bro. I like the one thing I don't like about Love is Blind is like, there's no way in the world you gonna get me to say I love you to somebody I never got to see, bro. It's just so unbelievable to me. Like, hold on, Gus. Like, granted, I got it's good morning, good evening, and good night. I forgot to say introductions, but first off, let me come straight and talk to you real fast, Gus, bro. Love is Blind though. Like, it's so unbelievable. Oh, okay, okay. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. I'm over here looking at the chat. I get you. I get you, and I feel that. Um, okay. Love is Blind. We gonna talk, bro, because we can make it happen. It's just that I have to work it out production wise. I gotta get the cameras in the right place. What you say? Oh, blind dating type of joint. You know what I wanted to do? And I'm going to be real honest right here, right now, right? I would like to get them to do like a next. You ever watch that on MTV type situation going where we can have them like I would put the girls in a different room and the guys in a different room, right? And or like let's just say like you said, one girl, and then the guys are all completely somewhere she can't like see them at all. So she could have the top of the line dude number one, but then she say next, and then she has to go to like a, and not to come at my boy, but at like a Draco. You feel what I'm saying? Like you get a Draco, and she's like, I don't know about this one, but you already left the good homeboy, let him go, and then now you're like, yeah, no. You know what I'm saying? Like that is what I'm thinking we could do with it. But hold on, let me get back to what I was showing you. So we back now, we got the Pomeli, right? So now it's gonna start making brand campaigns and stuff. They got me with random people. So this is funny that they put it like this too, because if you see this girl right here, she's actually pretty famous. This is a famous and I don't want to be rude about it, but she's a famous lesbian that I know. Like she's real famous in the anime and stuff world. She has humongous gazongas. It's really crazy. Oh, you think that would be fire? The next drink? Okay, so I'm gonna make that happen then, because what we could do is do that. And you know what's funny, bro? Gus, why they try to say that Rose had a was swinging a dang boy? I was like, that's sick for real. But I'm trying to see what they saying about my brand colors because they got some stuff wrong. So I mean, granted, the AI can get some stuff wrong, and we can change this because like one of my colors is definitely purple. Like we don't do that. Yeah, purple, green, red. You can throw up in there. Ooh, add a color. Where's my green back? Hold on, hold on. Discard all changes. We need to change it back. Why do I keep doing that? Okay, change that bad boy. You know why I go with the purple because this is the color of royalties for anybody that don't know. But you want to do this, and then this is gonna literally take your business DNA. You're gonna be able to start getting taglines. You're gonna get they're gonna give you pretty much like hashtags you can use consistently, brand aesthetics, the voice, even a brand overview, right? So okay, let's say it looks good. This is just a sample one because I'm gonna go ahead and create another one too. But now it's gonna go ahead and start making stuff that you can post like on carousels and all of this kind of stuff. And I really want you guys to really think about how hard it is to already create content, right? because a lot of people don't understand that some people are afraid to put themselves in front of the camera and actually look at what's going on. And I get it. Like, I really do understand it. But at the same time, it's like, if you don't do it, who else is supposed to do it for you? Right? Because I wouldn't be sitting here creating content for other people unless that money is right. And I'm pretty sure you guys don't want to be doing that, especially if you're not getting anything out of it either, right? So look, right? So now we got a campaign. I did nothing to do anything with this. AI is going ahead and creating all of this for me. Boom. So we can even, it's even giving us ideas for thumbnails. I don't even have to create this, right? I can animate it, track the small wins, audit your habits. It's literally everything you could do to just start creating this content and go viral consistently. You get what I'm saying? Damn, the chat moving faster on the screen than it is over here. Okay, hold on. Yeah, bro, and that's the thing too. Like, I'm gonna actually show you my Chat GPT, because if you guys are really trying to make money in this next year, because by 2027, I'm gonna be absolutely honest with you, and if you don't mind me being transparent, there is no way in the world you're gonna be able to be making money if you're not using AI at all, right? Companies are gonna start utilizing AI. The 20% of the market is going to go towards AI as far as white collar jobs and stuff like that. So office positions are all going to be taken by these AIs, right? Even Trey over on his show, you see the music industry is getting taken over by the AI because it moves faster, it has less hiccups, and then it's all easy to do. Like, it doesn't need a break. Only thing you need to do is wait for it to generate, right? So I'm gonna go over to my own chat real fast, because I want you to see something. Give it a second to load up. Okay. So, and then the thing about it is the AI keep updating so freaking fast that it's like almost impossible for you to like try to fight against it, right? Because just literally a month ago, these tools that I'm showing you right now did not exist, and you had to go about creating all of this stuff yourself. You had to go on Canva, you had to create all of these things one by one. All right, it's gonna take a second to load up. So we got these campaigns right here. Let's go to another one. 3 pillars to a thriving life. So you know that here, well, the main things I really promote is to get to the best version of yourself. So that's why I'm in the gym every single day this year. I've already been consistent for the last 2 days, and now we're going into the 3rd day. So I'm gonna be going to the gym later on today. Today I'm gonna be getting in there with Trey. So don't even concern yourself. I'm not posting up everything, but just know that I'm gonna be doing all of this kind of stuff, right? On top of that, the other thing that I want you guys to do is be able to get to this bag without the same stress and hassle that we had before. Right now, we're in a revolutionary period, an advent period, a time where you could take yourself from doing what everybody else is doing to the next thing, right? The problem with all of this is, like with school, is that most people are still caught up on how school works and functions, and school has needed to update every time because they just were getting smart boards when I was leaving high school. Smart boards are probably going to be a thing of the past because kids are now studying remote, right? And then teachers can't even really tell people to not have AI involved, because before it was like, oh, you don't have your cell phone out when you're taking a test, because are you going to have your cell phone at any other event? Yes, you damn are. The cell phone now can do graphing calculations and all of these kind of things that they were trying to tell you not to use your cell phone for. So integrating AI is the next step in all of that. They're going to tell you you can't utilize this, but you actually should be doing the opposite, right? The problem with most things is they teach you the older way and you need to start learning the new way. So every single day for the next 365 days, I'm going to be teaching you how you can go ahead and do all of this. So like I said, it's going to teach you how to unlock AI pillars. Now this picture is not going to be that great, but let's just try to animate one of these, right? Because guess what? Oh, and it tells you how long it's going to take, right? Reason I like this thing is because it takes the groundwork out of trying to create all of these things that would take you hours to create. Now, if you're somebody who's been in creation for a long time, you know that even if you're making clips, a 30-second clip can take you about an hour or so time just to create, right? So just for people who don't know, a lot of the clips I create is over here on Opus, right? I put in a video and then let the AI do pretty much all the groundwork. The only issue with that is sometimes it doesn't do it too correct, so I still have to go back and change up how some of this stuff is. And you can see I'm not gatekeeping anything. You can see exactly how I do it, right? So over here you can see exactly the formula. You can plug it in, and Opus is free. Only thing is you might get a watermark if you're new to it, but the more you use it, the less likely they are going to give you a watermark, right? So all of these things, right, is right here, done by the AI. And guess what I can do? I can schedule the post so that way I'm not sitting there, like I can show you right now. And this is just from some of the episode of Pop the Balloon from my boy Gus right here. This is a sneak peek into what we be doing on a regular basis, right? And so right here, right now, granted, I'm not going to post this particular one because I haven't looked at this video at all. But I think it's a minute long, and it doesn't have the hashtags I need, right? So what would you do? You would go in, and some people would go and put all by one. All I got to do is put hashtag pop the balloon Thailand, right? We don't want this capital H. Pop the balloon Thailand, and then I want that included in my hashtags. Right, so then we regenerate all, and watch, it's going to be in every single one now. Talking about relationship goals, F relationship goals. We want Pop the Balloon Thailand in there. Boom, 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 boom. Perfectly done. You can even change how this is worded and stuff like that. You can change the tone, the format. You can mimic other highly viral people, and that's some of the things that I do with it, right? I'm not going to show you all the sauce right now because what we're talking about is getting yourself a campaign that's going to run for you in the background. So I think the video is done. Let's check it out. So what that means is not only can you create posts, you can create reels that are going to go ahead and just generate for you, right? And even if this one doesn't work, I'm going to go back to my other new long form content that I want you guys to really tap into, because if you were afraid to make content before, it's even easier now. That's crazy, actually. Even though this is this one girl, I'm telling you this will grab enough people's attention because this is amazing right here. This is actually sick work. It's like, what? Right? So even without this, right? Now, this is just one of the campaigns. Now, we got 3 of them, and we can start describing other ideas. You can even get it to suggest you ideas. And again, this is something you can do without putting a finger on the button other than clicking to tell it to do something for you. But I wanted to do ads for the 7 new Google AI tools. So now it's going to generate me some ideas. And then you got the New Year's maximize your growth, right? And then I'm about to show you how you can take it all the way to a whole nother level. So for example, if you're struggling to get subscribers or followers and things like this, and this is something I'm going to implement into my own on my own plan and integrate into what I'm doing, right? What is this? Okay, so it's still creating it. So let me open up this other, we're gonna go to Google Labs. This is the secret sauce right here. You go to Google Labs and you'll have access to all these tools that I'm talking about for these next few days. So, and it's 9 p.m. over there. So let me know how y'all guys are feeling. Oh shoot, I said tools and not labs. Got distracted. Boom. This is the home of all the experimental stuff. Now, I did a video yesterday and I didn't get it to get over here on YouTube on how to create a website with all the integrated technologies from Google Gemini. So that means that you can put the Nano Banana, you can put the video generation creator, and I can actually show you all of this stuff. So what I created was a website to actually help you create this content, right? So streamline the content so that way. Wait a minute, so you're going to be out here in April, but won't be in Pattaya until the 21st. So what, you going to Bangkok? Where you about to be at, Brody? My man doing it big, bro. Hold up, can I send you some likes or something? Appreciate you, though, Gus. Like, you the real one, bro. I just want you to know that, bro. So we're going to go over here. It's not just Pamela you got. So you got CC. That's just the mix board. So this is going to be able to like expand your ideas and take everything else. Now these Opal right here is the mini app, right? That helps you build apps within your websites or things that you can just utilize so that way you can streamline your flow. So for example, if you want to just scrape other people's videos, take their idea, transcribe it into a video that you can then put out yourself, you can do that with this, or you can start doing all the things that people do on N8N or Make.com to automate workflows that literally make them thousands of dollars. Because I've seen in these schools, I'm in a bunch of school communities right now, and I see people automating workflows because all it takes for you to automate one thing, get the answer or solve the problem for one type of company and then sell it to them, right? You can sell it to multiple different ones. So let's just say they're a roofing business and their biggest problem is getting contacts and stuff like that. Well, get them contacts because there are several people with roofs that need help, right? So you can just scrape the internet for people looking for work like that. This is the one I want to talk about tomorrow, is the learn your way. So now, which also is crazy. It used to take you literally hours to days to weeks and stuff like that. This will transform anything that you're trying to learn, any subject matter or anything like. So let's just say you were trying to become a coding person. Let's just say you were trying to get better at speaking a new language. This will start teaching you all of that kind of stuff in literally, like, it'll take the dynamic part of your brain, make it into a personalized plan, and then in 2 days you should have gone from like from beginner to at least like a journeyman status. So that means just below a mastery, right? Hey, so I need to see what's up with Phuket and Isan on your streams, because I went out Phuket, and I'm gonna be honest with you. Hold on, let's get back to the real fast. My boy Gus, I went out to Phuket, and just being real with you, bro, Phuket is cool, but it's been taken over, bro. Like it's certain things that I was not feeling out there, and it was certain things that I feel like they could have done better. Then on top of that, like, granted, I already know you got a lady, right? I know you got a lady, but the ladies out there are just so like not it, that it's just like, bro, why did I come out here? You get what I'm saying? Like, they don't have fun, they don't even enjoy themselves. The smiles aren't smiling. This is the land of smiles, right? You're not seeing that in Phuket. And it was one of the top places, right? They even got Ibiza out there. Now the crazy thing about the Ibiza out there, it's only open like a couple days. It's not open every single day either. But let's get back to this thing right here, right? So we got the learn your way, which is going to be absolutely amazing, because again, it will reduce the time that it takes you to learn anything you're trying to do, right? And listen, don't laugh at me, bro. So also let me know what it is like at Isan, because my lady's family is out in Isan, and I wanted to take a trip out there, but we gotta get some stuff moving before we can get myself about there. You feel what I'm saying? So with the learn your way tool, right? You can learn your way. Now, Drupal, Now this is the thing that everybody likes, right? You want to try on new clothes and stuff like that, and all that other kind of personalize your actual style, right? So just think about this. You're trying to make that user generated content that everybody's out there trying to make and all this other kind of stuff. You can do that with Droplet. And I'm just giving you guys this overview because YouTube didn't get it, and I want you guys to know all the things you're gonna be able to use. So what you can do is throw on any kind of clothes that you want. Not only that, hold on, I want you can make a video. Let's see, let's just go to this one real fast. I'm gonna show you the one that we really need to talk about though. Oh, I gotta download the app, so I'm gonna get this on my phone and then I'm gonna show you guys. Let me see, what's the app? Let me see what's it looking like on Play Store. All right, so let's go to NotebookLM. This is the one that's about to take everything off though. Now, if you get this one, it's an AI research tool and thinking partner. That's what they call it. Let's get in there though, because this thing is even bigger than that. It's bigger and badder than that. So you see this, it literally makes you a fashion forward feed of stuff. So I gotta go to Mac Store to look at it. So I can get this bad boy. But right now we're gonna get to the business. So we got our untitled notebook right here, and I'm gonna go to this one. But I'll tell you what it's about. It's more so I put the $100 million money models into it. Okay, so it doesn't have it now, so let's upload it anyway. So where's my downloads? So what you can do, right, is upload something like this. And the reason I'm saying that this is gonna make y'all some bread is because the only thing I'm doing is getting the top of the line. I watched this man make this book go and break the Guinness Book of World Records on the number of books sold and how much money he made in literally 72 hours, right? I watched him make over $100 million in book sales on a singular book that teaches you how to make money, right? So as we let it load up, you can see here that you can make audio, you can make a video, you can make a mind map, you can create reports. The craziest thing that you can do for the content creation space right now is you can take this book, go chapter by chapter, and then ask it to edit in 2 different tones of voice, who's somebody who's skeptical and somebody who's actually like very enthusiastic and will plan all of this. And then guess what you can do? You can now create an AI generated podcast that teaches people how to make $100 million. If you don't think that that's enough to get you started, I don't know what else will be able to do that in this point in time. Because A, you don't have to do any work. B, the AI is going to do all of that for you, including adding the voice, right? So it's got the book up now. So we're gonna, so let's look up what are the core money models across business, business industries that everybody should be utilizing, right? And then what I'm going to show you too is that it literally makes explainer videos. You know all those little videos with the little animated pop-ups and stuff like that? Well, that makes this within moments, right? You don't have to do anything but press this button and it's going to do that for you. And that is what's the craziest thing about all of this, right? Because if you ain't doing this, you're not doing anything. And I'm telling you, in a little bit, you're going to be seeing a lot of these little talking head videos go away just because the animated AI stuff is going to be so crazy. So now, these are the things. You got the 30-day profit rule, problem solution cycle. So the fundamental driver of every model is to offer every offer solves a problem, and solving that problem reveals a new one, right? So that way you're always keeping your customers consistent, right? But what you want to do here is, on top of that, is you want to generate a video. Now, I didn't put anything into it, but I'm going to show you what you can do, right? So when you go over here, like I was saying, you can just have an audio that takes a deep dive, which has nothing to do with the podcast, but well, actually, no, it's a line conversation between two hosts. So this is one of the ways, and then you can also do it in debate style, right? This is where it just allows you to have those two voices in your head, the one that's reluctant to do something and the one that's actually motivated to get up, right? And like anything in this life, you're gonna have both of those voices, but I want you to think about this. The only way you can really be great, right, is to push against the voice that tells you not to do something. The only way to get a six-pack abs is to go to the gym every day, even when you're tired, even when it hurts, even when you're feeling hungover, all of those kind of things. Put aside the excuses and get in there. It only takes 1 hour out of your 24 hours a day. We all have the same amount of time, but you really have to ask yourself, well, why is it that some people get what they're looking for, and why is it taking me so long to get what I'm looking for, right? If you are consistently working a 9 to 5, but you're not seeing the results, or your life isn't getting better, you have to ask yourself, what is it that I can do better in my life with the time that I have to make it so that either I can give up this 9 to 5 and make my life better, or what will I have to sacrifice within this time that I have on this earth? Because I even had this conversation with my girl last evening. It's like you can spend a lot of time on TikTok and YouTube and stuff like that. And granted, you're here with me, but if you're not learning something that's making you better, what are you actually doing with yourself? Right now, granted, I'm not going to take away entertainment, because you should give yourself time to relax and be entertained. Because guess what? Just like how we made Pop the Balloon, it's from me taking a little bit of moment and looking at something that was entertaining and then coming up with an idea. Well, they don't have a monopoly over it internationally. So I said, let's create it internationally, right? And now we're going to take it and do something a little different, right? Because the way they do it is they have their episodes one way, right? Like there's just the girls on, and they'll have a lineup of girls, and the girls go on, and then they pop on the guys. But what we do is we switch it up. We give them the opportunity to try it twice, right? And the wildest thing is you'll see is some people will pop and then match on somebody they already popped on before. Or you'll have people like in the last episode, which I didn't even notice until I had to edit it. You have people that popped on somebody, but they still kissing them in the mouth in the middle of the thing. And I'm like, that's crazy. Another little crazy thing you can do with this notebook part, right? You can create an infogram. So this is where the Pomeli is also going to be good, but you can also just level this up. So look, the 7 AI tools everybody is using. You got a description, all of this stuff that like really catches people's eyes. So you can level up your daily workflow. And what I would do, right, is just put this as the front page, and then you could have different pages. Now, I'm not saying that this is perfect, right? Because all of this does is kind of get you. Wait a minute, I got juice to squeeze in the background. I like this. I like this. So you could put these as a front paging thing, right? And you know what? I'm gonna animate this one. Because while that's going, this video is going to take a minute, because it's not just going to create like a 1 minute video. It's going to create me a little explainer video that you could literally post right after you're done onto YouTube and make bread off of. This is how crazy this is, and this is off of Alex Hermose's $100 million money bottle. Once you have this stuff, you can kind of consistently create. Did I get chat to work? I think I closed it before we got to it, because I want you guys to see that you can go here to chat. Yeah, I didn't let it log in. That's on me. On me. I'm working it too hard right now. So you see, it's all juice, all everything. The only reason I'm going through all of this is because I just want you guys to understand that it is absolutely imperative for you to start making money with AI, bro. Like there's no other way than to start doing this stuff right now. Like literally after I get off, I have a I have a written schedule by my AI that teaches me what I need to be doing, where I need to implement certain things so that that way we can start attracting more people. But this is it right here. This is what's actually in the book. Now, this is something I could post to start getting people to understand and start making money, because this is all you need to start making a scalable business. But this is the blueprint for profitable growth, right? You want traction offers. So an example is the win your money back offer. So that just means, like, for example, if you join my program for $199, and gyms do this often, they say if you join this program and you lose X amount of weight within a certain time, you will get your money back, right? There's even there's even e-commerce shops that do that. Like, we'll create the e-commerce shop for you, and if you can't do this in 30 days, we'll give you 100% of your money back. The greatest thing about these type of deals that I know for a fact is that most people, once they get to that next peak, they're not going to ask for their money back. They're going to be like, okay, what else can I buy from you to make myself more money? Because no matter what you're doing in this world, if you are helping people to create money, you are going to become more wealthy. All right? And I know you see the ghost in the back over there. That's just my lady in the bed still. So if you see the covers moving and stuff, she might just be waking up. But if you are turning and this will turn your strangers into customers. I'm just going to go through a little bit. This will turn strangers into customers, because if you offer them a free or discounted offer, this converts your advertising into new paying customers, right? So for example, like, I teach you guys how to create a lot of the AI stuff or AI video generation over on Instagram. Now, that's where you can get the free sauce at. Now, I'm not going to be doing that everywhere, because it's too much to put myself all over the place, and I want to be able to be consistent with you guys in one singular place. But just this right here alone is enough to start gaining yourself enough attention to start making the money, right? Now, if you don't know how to do that, what I would first recommend, if you don't know how to, is try to create yourself a custom GPT. So what I did is, there's one that I just put the book $100 million money models into, and then made it so that it gives me instructions on how to generate that type of wealth myself. But then I also took all of the books plus some few others and then put it into my own custom GPT, the money modeler, right? So if you don't really believe me, this is my growth system from $0 right here that I did with that money models right here. It's going to take a second to load up. But literally, now I went to, now we talked about prompting before too, and I'll do another video on the prompting guides, so you know how to prompt. But a lot of people say you don't need prompting. You kind of do, because if you don't talk the AI's language, you're going to get generic answers, and I want you guys to be able to do the best, right? But just in a couple of lines of conversation, it talked about what I need to niche focus. Your audience needs to target first your creators, aspiring AI influencers. So which is what I'm really doing. Business owners wanting AI strategies and high ticket intent. So we got to create this course. All of these things validate in pre-sales, 30 days launch, right? So it even goes about creating an executive summary for you. Now this is real business stuff. This is my 90-day roadmap. We got to build in soft launch. You see, literally, and then it's going to say you're going to hit 5 to 10K. It's telling you if you are doing this consistently, because we're going to do free lead magnet with the 3 AI day sprint, and that's what I'm doing here, right? Like, I'm showing you guys, and then there are going to be some things that you could buy that will make these things happen for you faster. But I'm not even advertising today. I'm just showing you that this is the thing that you can do to start making yourself some money, right? So listen, by the time you hit 90 days, you should stabilize at $30,000 a month income. If you guys have an idea of something that you want to see happen, tell me right now, and I'll start making it for you as we speak. And that's not at no cost to you, absolutely free. I can just do this right now. But even if that's not enough for you, let's go back over here because the video's done. And I want you to see how crazy it is if you're starting to create content. Like, you can do this right now. You can just go ahead and now we have this video. Now what I would do, right, is listen to it. Okay, hold on. Gus, I'm very happy that you came and commented, right? But your worries are validated, but at the same time, it's just like when telephones came in, right? The communications business changed drastically. There were people that were operators inside telephone booths and stuff like that. They all lost their jobs, but then they shifted to major companies hiring, salespeople to upgrade plans and stuff like that. Now, fake comedy clips, all of that stuff is going to come out because look, I'm going to even show you something that I created on the AI, right? Stuff that, usually people be like, well, I'm going to hide. No, man, listen. This is something that I made for one of the people I know, this right here. Macaulay Culkin in Louis Vuitton, my boy right here, this is a guy I know personally. He's the largest fan in the world. It's only 3 people that are the largest fan in the world for Home Alone. This man will go to literally every convention, all of these things, and I made this in about 10 minutes or less actually, just from prompting. And I recreated his face as a child to pump this out. This got me, now look, this got me this many views, right? Now let me show you this. I have a series of videos, and I'll just go to my reels, and I want you to understand that I've been making this like for real. I got a series of these Stranger Things ones, right? None of this stuff is real. It's all AI, but it's doing crazy numbers, right? And I'm just creating this stuff, and I'll just let you see. These kids ain't never, not once had this type of drip. Even Vecna got the drip on. You know what I'm saying? And the reason is, yes, there are going to be genuine fake content out there, and people aren't going to be able to figure it out. But I'm just letting you know this, right? If you just looked at the market at the end of last year, the biggest thing that made money over NVIDIA, which is the chip that allows us to do all this AI stuff, the stuff that went over BlackRock, all of these things was what? It was OnlyFans. OnlyFans made the most money in the world last year. It's the company that had the highest revenue stream last year. And guess what? There is a large majority of people now generating fake people to go on those platforms. And nobody is even checking to see. They just want to get their rocks off. So my thing about your concern about the fake clips, listen, even YouTube, when they was banning people's content, they put that what's that little song? Never gonna give you up, never gonna make you cry. You know what I'm saying? So just think about that, right? And then that's the thing too. Like you're saying, big companies are pushing it, but that's the thing. How are big companies getting their hands on it? There are regular people like me and you who are creating this stuff for them because they don't take the time to learn how to create this. So that's why I'm sitting here right now to show you how you can start making enough stuff to make, because the biggest thing you can do is start getting enough attention on yourself, because just like any type of fame, the more attention you have, the easier it is to make deals. Why is Ray J so successful right now? Because he did a lot of music back in the day. Him and Brandy were an idol name, but nobody would be buying into his businesses if they didn't know Ray J's name beforehand. Even with his sex tape with Kim, you know what I'm saying? Excuse me, X tape, and I hope we don't get demonetized for that. But it is what it is. But what I'm trying to tell you is, I get what you're saying. But let's just say, Gus, like, what is a market that you would want to see make $100 million? Like, I can literally create the plan at this moment, right? And then we could get it rocking today. Now, actually, while we're waiting for you to say that, I want to go here and I want you to see this video. Can you see it full screen? Hold on, bear with me a second. And that's the thing, like, let's think about this, right? When the Super Bowl comes this year, let's see how many of those commercials that we see on the Super Bowl being AI generated content. If we see at least 10% of the commercials on AI generated content, I tell you this right now, that is just the spark to let you know that we need to make a change right now. Because the only way, like I said, by 2027, if you don't have any literacy with AI, you are going to be left in the dust. And by the time 2030 comes, most people will only be getting welfare from the government because they did not take the opportunity to get involved with AI. It's going to sound crazy. It sounds crazy right now, but I'm really telling you that that's what's going to be like. Okay, so we got a full screen. Now look at this. As an explainer video, somebody will sit there and watch this entire video, but I'm gonna break things down for you. Even if you create this, it's and like some people will be like, well, what can you do to make sure you're not getting stolen from? At this point, you can't. Most things are just regurgitated into a different way, so that way you can, get with it. Like, even this book has taken from other books, right? You don't pay to quote somebody. You don't pay to have your thing mentioned in somebody else's book. So it's just to give them accolades from where they are, which you say their name, and that makes people go to them and look for their information. But if they like what you got, they're gonna just come continuously back to you, right? Now, I also want you to look at the time that we have for this video. We have a full 6-minute video. This is insane because most AI tools, when you create a video, like especially with like Google VO or even like with this that I'm doing here, like with this video, all of this is done taking 8 seconds, right? And me stitching it together piece by piece. And that would still take me about 50 or so minutes to do just to create this 30-second video. Now, I can create this explainer video in about 8 or so minutes, and it's about the same time as the video. If I get 100 million people to watch this video after the fact, how much money do you think I'm making? Tens of thousands of dollars, you guys. There are people who are sitting down lazy doing less. They like Gracie's Corner. That's a multi-million-dollar company for a few moment videos that children watch on a day-to-day basis. Okay? So I just want you guys to really understand that you could be breaking down the hardest things in your life into simpler ways, because it doesn't matter about you doing it the hard way. It doesn't matter, because nobody wants to do things the hard way. Everybody wants to do it faster and better. Think about it like this. About when I was a child, not everybody had a leaf blower. That was a luxury item. Most people had to get their ass up and rake the leaves, right? Now at this point, leaf blowers are so affordable, or you could just get a miniature fan yourself and blow the leaves around the house. Most people don't even have houses no more. They live in apartments, so there's a company that does it for you. But these are the conveniences that we're not thinking about that also are making other people millions of dollars, right? Because now that you don't go and blow the leaves, think about the cumulative amount of people that they can start getting to blow leaves for. So now the people that will go out and rake their own leaves, they made $0 from them. but 100 people stop raking their leaves and then they set the price on it, well, the world's their oyster at that point, right? Because now they can say, well, we'll do it for this price, and then you have to get a year or whatever contract with us. And that's all the stuff that really is in this thing right here. Because what you want to do is offer it for free. Like you can say, okay, we'll do it for free for you the first couple times, and then after that, you put them on a subscription contract. It's real easy. So let's watch the rest of this. Uh oh. So my internet's having a little bit of a hiccup. Hold on, let's pause it for a second, give some time to buffer. But this is what's insane about all of this, right? Because most people do not know where they will fail and where the success will come into, right? And the reason why this one cuts out these two, because you don't want to start paying for ads until you're actually making a good amount of revenue. I know that for a fact only because I test out a lot of the things that even you guys don't see. I've tested out paid ads, like advertisements on YouTube, Instagram, and stuff like that, and I see the results, right? And I didn't do it too often because I do cherish organic more so than I do paid. But if you got a little bit of money, because it doesn't even take $100 to pay for an ad. Like at minimum, you could put $8 down or less, right, on like a TikTok, and then that will garner you thousands of followers, right? But again, I only did that on certain platforms and only as a test. And then the craziest thing about it though is the ones that you pay for, they are not loyal enough to stay around for a long period of time. So it is better to connect with who you are as your customer base, because again, I'm not here to teach you fast money. I'm teaching you how you can start making money in a brand new and different way that they are not teaching you in school, that they will not be teaching you probably for the next 10 years in a classical setting, right? Most of this stuff you're going to need to watch YouTubes and all this other kind of stuff, but I also want you to stop going to everybody's different YouTubes to try to learn one singular thing. Get somebody who's really good at one thing and then watch them and then integrate that into your work, right? Your workflow, your work week, however you think about it. Make sure that that is how you are pumping this thing, right? Because if not, you're going to be sitting there scramble brain, because you're going to see all these shiny little objects and stuff like that, and you're not going to be able to maximize. And that's why I want you guys to maximize this one. This is the Notebook LM. Now, even with that, right, like I can take this and remove the watermark. This is giving me an issue. I don't know why. Now, hold on. I hope you guys took a note on that because this is something that you should, just as a beginning step, think about the problem that you're solving. Have a solution, not just for the first problem, but the next problem, and at least three problems down the line. The reason I say that is because that already right there is going to be your offers. Now, this is from all of my knowledge of reading all of these books, but I'm trying to give you guys this free sauce right now because, for example, I'm going to teach you this AI stuff here. I'm also going to be creating a free community so that way we can do an in-depth dive on each and every tool, and where I'll be going live directly with you guys, communicating with you on a one-on-one basis. But this is where it becomes powerful, right? If you have the answer to, like, for example, they were talking about a car rental. Okay, you come to rent a car, because this is what he talked about in the book. You come to rent a car, but you need insurance for it. So let's just make sure you got insurance. Oh, well, you might be coming back home, like, or your flight is late or in the evening, right? So you want to be able to drop off the car anytime. Well, we have a XYZ late charge, like, you can get this up front and you don't have to pay a late fee, right? Then on top of that, oh, well, you don't know if you're going to fill it up, but you want to get out of there quick. So we have a prepaid gas for you. You know what I'm saying? Motorbikes? There's no motorbikes. Oh, you can hear the motorbikes in the background? That's crazy. Matter of fact, okay, hold up. Gus, we're about to upgrade right now. Because I got the tools to make this work, brother. Hold on, let me turn off my I'm gonna let the video rock for a second, and then I'm gonna you got me pulling out the mics. Let me pull out the mics right now. Say less. My boy Gus told me that we're not cooking with grits right now. Oh, you couldn't hear the video sound. Hold on, let me make sure that's good too. Okay, hold up. All right, can you hear me better now? Is this as we cooking now, Gus? Okay, no sound on the video. I got you. Got you, brother. Understood. So I need to. You want to wind back the video? Let's see something now. Let's try this. I appreciate that info though too, because I had let that thing rock. Can you hear it now? Sounds like I'm in a bowl. Oh no. Hold on. I got you, brother. We over here fixing while we working. Not a bowl. My man said the bowl, bro. I gotta go to the settings over here. Let me see something. Yeah, I stopped the video 1 second, brother. Because I'm trying to fix it up. Trying to understand why they just did me like that. Okay, that didn't work. What the hell? I just figured it out. Okay. We cooking now. Hold up, guys. Let's bring it back. I wish I had known that from the jump, brother. There we go. Alright, so let's go back to the video here. Like, you see this is a 6-minute video. I know you at work. Can you hear
So
me?
how does someone go from being completely broke to having a net worth of over $100 million in just a handful of years? It sounds kind of impossible, right? Well, the strategy behind it is surprisingly simple once you understand the model. So let's dive in and break it down. This rate.
Oh, we using newer and better stuff, brother. I had to leave OBS behind. I'll just let you know because OBS was giving me way too many issues with the Mac, and we don't moved over to Meld Studio. So we on Meld Studio. Oh, you can hear it now. Great. Oh, Ross in the building. Oh, that's you, guys. That's you. Why it changed colors on me? On the chat on the screen, it changed colors. But yeah. I guess you switched the phone or something. But let's let it rock. But all of this
Here
stuff
is where it all started
the
for
concrete
entrepreneur
plan.
Alex Hormozi back in 2013. He was literally sleeping on the floor of his very first gym. He called it his concrete bedroom. He'd poured every last cent he had into this business. And he said at night, the sound of cars racing in the parking garage above sounded like gunshots. And then, just 8 years later, at 31 years old, this was his net worth. So the journey from that concrete floor to 9 figures
Which
wasn't
mic you
just
talking
luck.
about?
The real question is, how on earth did he do it? To really get the strategy, we have to go back to that concrete floor. Because, this wasn't some business school case study. For him, this was a flat-out fight for survival. And he was losing. He had gone against pretty much everyone's advice, skipped business school, and was down to his last couple $1,000. And in his own words, he was just terrified.
Not I sound
But
like
it was
AI.
right there,
That's
from that
crazy.
point of near failure, that the entire breakthrough really came from. I mean,
this
the
better, though?
timeline is just staggering. In 2.5 years, he went from sleeping on the floor to owning 6 profitable gyms. A few years after that, he sells his company for over $46 million. And then he crosses that $100 million mark. This kind of insane growth wasn't an accident.
hold on.
It was the result of a system. Okay, so to build his fortune, Hormozi had to solve the one single problem that kills almost every new business out there: getting customers profitably. He had to figure out how to escape what he calls the business death spiral. You see, most businesses fall into this really simple but deadly cash flow trap. They'll spend, say, $100 on ads to get one customer, but that customer only pays them $50 on their first day. So right out of the gate, they're in the hole. And this is that spiral in action. You lose money on ads, so what do? You panic, and you cut your ad budget. But cutting ads means you get fewer customers, which means you have less money coming in. You're basically starving the business of the cash it needs to grow, and, well, you can see where this is going. Eventually, it just collapses. So, the critical difference is this. The traditional way forces you to wait, sometimes for months or even years, to make your money back. The better way is to make enough profit from a new customer within 30 days to completely pay for the ads that got you that customer. And if you can do that, that's the key to unlimited growth. So, how do you...
Bro, yeah, this is what I'm telling you. And I did this with only pressing a single button. Now, just think about if you could find books on any topic that you know will go viral or at least get you some views. You could create voices of any type that you want, right? I can like this is not today, but then Google Gemini has their own thing, like 11 labs that I can show you that you can integrate with this, put into this, and then have even your own voice in there. You could create voices of people that you know that sound good. Like for example, I'm gonna take and put in one of the greatest voices I know, and if you guys have never heard of him, Earl Nightingale, older guy, but he would just read off books, and he probably was probably the best book reader of all time, right? Put that into there, make it a podcast, because like I said, you don't just have to make this a video. I can close this down, that video's there. You could go do right here and then create an audio, right? You can even go and then you can even do this here and then take this, and I could change the styling. I put it in just whatever random, but you can get retro art, you can get heritage, you can get anime style, right? You can even create your own custom style that you could create time after time, right? And I would do that if you're going to be starting to use this to do what I initially said, and that's create content. Just explain our videos, make your own style, so that way there's nobody that can say you copyrighted anything, because obviously you went ahead and made your own thing. So let's go back though. Sorry, I cut that off. I just wanted y'all to see, because I want y'all to see this entire video. This is how crazy it is, because most people would spend hours just getting themselves able to talk like this, slowly and concisely like that. You don't have to do none of that anymore. You don't have to edit anything.
You do, you panic and you cut your ad budget. But cutting ads means you get fewer customers, which means you have less money coming in. You're basically starving the business of the cash.
And you know what else I would do right here? Right? This is just some other free sauce. I would take this video and then I would add let's say I would add subtitles to the bottom, right? So that just for people that are hard at listening, they want to make sure they see everything right. You can get some subtitles at the bottom. Now you can do this with a lot of things, right? There's Submagic. You can even just go to CapCut. I would go to Opus, because then you can create your own branding. That way it's your branding colors. If you see it in my stuff on Instagram, you see everything is purple and green. That's because that's the colors for the Squeeze podcast. So that way when you're looking at the Squeeze podcast stuff. Now a lot of people might use similar colors, and that's not your issue. The biggest issue is to make sure that it's visibly memorable, right? Or memorable. See, so this is the thing about it, right? Because it makes its own rendition of the story. It's not about the actual person. So like, just like if you're making the AI music, right? Just like how if somebody makes a what is it called? Excuse me. Shit, it's like on the tip of my tongue. I've done music for a long time, but if somebody does not a sample. It's similar. This is we're in the times where Kanye was at, right? You could sample anybody's stuff and not get charged with it, right? So if anybody made their own rendition of it, or a cover, that's what I'm looking for. If anybody made a cover of what they're trying to do, they can't. All you do is give name recognition, which I've done in this video. They said Alex Hormozy's name multiple times, right? You could, but just think about it like this. Anybody that has a plan that's put out there, anybody can regurgitate it and change the formula just a little bit and still call it their own, right? Like, pimping didn't start with pimps, right? I'm not trying to just say like crazy stuff, but the way that game worked started ages ago, and then it became pimping eventually. The way that people are selling you stuff didn't start one way. It's been the same way for centuries. They just recapitalized this. How do you think that Mansa Musa, the great Roman Empire, used to make their stuff work? They had the same implementations. They had group meetings. They would see what the people were looking for, and it made sure they doubled down on that, right? It's all the same stuff. So yeah, if you have the copyright, like what you got to do is you can copyright your AI content, right? So that way you can keep it yourself, so that nobody does the exact same thing. But same as like if you go on Instagram and YouTube, If somebody takes your video from Instagram and puts just subtitles on it, that's called fair use. Same with over here on YouTube. Most people do review videos. All they have to do is talk over your video a little bit, and that's fair use. So it's just tweaking it just enough so that it's then your content, right? Because Alex Hormozi does not have any of these type of visuals with his stuff. He sits down and he talks to you one-on-one, face-to-face, like I can do in a second, but I'm not even going to do that. Like, it would just be him face-to-face, right? So what I would do right now, if you want to start becoming a millionaire, like if you want to really break free of the rat race wheel, is to okay, so that's where you're talking about it. I get what you're saying. So right now, what they're doing is, if you see right here at the bottom of the screen, kind of through the chat, they have a watermark right there, right? And the watermark will work as a way to show that you're utilizing a NotebookLM's AI to create this stuff. So that would just give people the thought process to, okay, I can go to NotebookLM. But again, if you really get into this creation thing, okay, you can buy the pro plan, and then that watermark is completely gone. So then that way, the Google is making money. Now, this is an absolutely free tool to you. You're not paying for anything for doing this. You just have to get some knowledge, put the knowledge in, and then bring out something else. But even if that wasn't the case, you could go to a you could take your to CapCut. You could take this if you have Adobe. All of those tools. You can even just go into your own edits. Matter of fact, Samsung and Apple now have AI integrated into their thing. You could go through in a video, hold your finger on that one little place where the NotebookLM is at, and wipe it away. So then again, that becomes your own proprietary property, right? The next thing would be, yes, it's like a little promo. But even like this, if you wanted to take all of that off, you can even remove the metadata, because they got that in the data, right? Like even with pictures, that's how like things can't be deleted off the internet, because once it's taken down, there's metadata that you don't even get to see. That means it's a small cache stored somewhere around the world that has access to it, right? So that's why it's always be protective about what you put on the internet. But I'm gonna let this rock, because I want you to see how this one explaining video could probably get you hundreds of thousands of views, right? Hey, Ross is in the building. I was just talking about you, bro. I thought you was in here earlier, but it was somebody else. But welcome in, Ross.
And, well, you can see where this is going. Eventually, it just collapses. So, the critical difference is this. The traditional way forces you to wait, sometimes for months or even years, to make your money back. The better way is to make enough profit from a new customer within 30 days to completely pay for the ads that got you that customer. And if you can do that, that's the key to unlimited growth. So, how do you actually do that? The answer is something Hormozi calls a money model. This was the big idea, the aha moment that changed everything for him. And it's surprisingly simple when you see it in action.
All right, now this part, though, I do want y'all to lock in with, because no matter what we're doing, you got to have a plan that you can just execute on after, like on repeat, all right? So even if it don't work out with one person, you can put it on repeat with 100 other people.
He shares this perfect real-world example. He went to rent a car that was advertised for just $19 a day. But by the time he walked away from the counter, he was paying 5 times that much. And the thing is, he wasn't tricked. He happily paid for solutions to problems he didn't even realize he had. So how did that happen? Well, the rental company didn't just sell him a car rental. First, they offered him a vehicle upgrade for more space. Then, they offered a late return option for convenience. Then, premium insurance and prepaid gas. See? Each little offer solved a potential problem, and each one added more and more to the total sale. And that right there is what a money model is. It's not just one offer, it's a sequence of offers presented in a very specific order that maximizes the value of every single customer right from the very beginning. Now, a complete money model uses 4 different types of offers. You've got
Now, Gus, right here, this talks about what I was talking about earlier. It's just attracting people in. You get them to sell like your regular thing. You can go up or you can downsell, meaning you give them a little discount if they do one thing or bundles things together. And then you have the stack flow where you just go ahead and get them to pretty much get a subscription and stuff like that. That's how you lock people in. And listen, for people that already know business, they already know these kind of things, but this is a way to streamline this because a lot of people want to start businesses, but they don't have the wherewithal to actually figure out what they need to do. And the easiest thing you can do is whenever you get into business is keep solving the problem for somebody else. That's it.
Action offers to get him in the door, upsells to increase the purchase value, downsells to catch the people who say no to the upsell, and continuity offers to create that reoccurring revenue. For now, we're going to zero in on the first and most important one, the attraction offer. Okay, this is where it all starts, the attraction offer. This is your tool for turning total strangers, people just mindlessly scrolling online, into actual paying customers. The goal here is really simple. You want to make an offer that is so good, so irresistible, that your ideal customer just can't help but say yes. And you do that by offering tremendous value for free or for a super low price, which completely eliminates the risk. It's a no-brainer for them. Hormozy's absolute favorite, the one that built his entire gym empire, is the win your money back offer. And honestly, this is a total game changer. The customer pays the deposit for a program, and if they hit certain goals or complete specific actions, they can earn a full refund. So here's the flow. A customer pays you upfront, which makes them commit to the process. Because they're committed, they follow the rules and they get a great result. And because they got a great result, they feel like they've won when they get their money back. Everybody wins. Okay, let's break down how it worked for his gyms. A customer pays $600 for a 6-week challenge. They're told they have to attend all the workouts, something super simple and trackable. If they do it, they win. But here's the absolutely brilliant part. Instead of cash, you offer to apply that $600 as store credit toward a full year membership. And guess what? 2/3 of the people took that deal. The benefits here are just incredible. First, you get a huge flood of cash up front to fund your advertising. More people say yes because it feels totally risk-free. Your customers get way better results because they're actually committed. And you convert them into long-term loyal clients who then go out and tell all their friends about you. So what's the big takeaway here? I mean, this isn't just about gyms or car rentals. This is a fundamental shift in how you think about getting customers for literally any business. If you remember one single thing from all of this, please let it be this. Your number one goal should be to structure your offers so that you make back your advertising cost and hopefully a profit in the first 30 days. If you can do that, you have a business that can basically scale to the moon. So that leaves us with one final question to think about. It doesn't matter if you're a consultant, if you run an e-commerce store, or own a local shop. What is one irresistible, win-your-money-back style offer you could create to start bringing in a flood of new customers, maybe even this week?
Now look at that. Like I said, they got their little promo at the end, and that just goes to show. And again, you could even cut that out just by trimming the video. But this is the power of this AI tools now. That was a whole 6-minute video that you could post up that literally you could break down into smaller stuff. You just think about it. You add some music to the background. That shit is going up, right? You could put that and then put the thing that always catches people's attention. You put some little Minecraft video or something like that. And I'm really giving y'all free sauce on this, right? And then now we got the audio source that makes like a podcast. We're going to have 2 people talking and see what it's talking about. Oh, it's still low.
You know, so many businesses get stuck in this trap, this painfully slow crawl where they're just starved for cash.
Right. The slow drip.
Exactly. But today we're diving into a framework that's designed to fix that and fix it fast, to turn that drip into, well, a flood of capital.
Now, Gus, I hope you still here with me and you hear this, because this just put in 2 people talking back and forth to one another, so that way you created a podcast that literally I did nothing. I didn't give it any instructions. They're just talking about the same stuff that video was talking about, which just makes it even more realistic to other people, right? And then people in different countries won't really be able to know that that's AI. They just think that this some bad audio or something. But the main topics
you can
will be the
actually
same.
reinvest.
And our source for this is $100 Madui models. Which, I mean, it's not just another pricing book, it's a
I will
whole
fix this,
strategic
though.
system for how you structure your offers in a sequence.
And what really sells me on the system is where it came from. The author, Hormozy, was at absolute rock bottom, sleeping on the concrete floor of his gym. He had $5,000 in savings, and that was it. Literally 1 month.
And I just created these by clicking. Now you can be more in depth, and I want you to definitely get more in depth. So like I was saying earlier, you can go and talk about what type of people they're talking. You can even change the language though. So let's just say you did it in one language, you can go ahead and make it in any other language that they have access to. You can make it a brief, you can make it a critique. You can do all of these things, and then like I said, you can make the infographic, which just starts the conversation off for you, right? Like all you got to do is let them see this, show them the work, and then get to work on showing them how to make it happen. Now give it a second to load up, because I should have just downloaded this bad boy. Or is it gonna make another one? No, it's the same one. But this stuff is making it extremely easy for you to do all the things that it would take people a long time to do. Like this is enough to go into a slide for a PowerPoint presentation on people that's trying to sell you on how to get their business to do better. And again, you don't have to do much but click a button. I don't know if y'all want to do more work than other people or what, but this is making it that much more easier for y'all. You know what I'm saying? And if you have a business or anything like that you're trying to make go viral, let me know, because we're going to be working towards making as many people as we can have the ability to make a lot of money as fast as possible. But I think I'm about to shut this thing on down, because we've gotten completed with most of the stuff. We showed you the Pompey eye. I would go back here. It animated the video for us. So this is something, again, you could start and put at the beginning of either your reel or at the end, or you could put it out on a post way. You got a whole campaign done by the AI, and then over there on NotebookLM, which is something I taught about the other day, you could utilize that and put even some of those sources from this in there to start, making you that money. We're gonna call this the $100 million map. Save that. Make sure you're putting these notes down and trying to utilize all these tools I'm gonna be showing you, because they're gonna be absolutely free to you. And as I sign off, my good people, I just want to say this: live as long as you want. I don't want you to never want as long as you live, and I always want you to squeeze the best juice out of life. Peace. Baby, can you make breakfast? I'm hungry.